This is Hare Krishna Valley. It's a place of peace, a place of bliss, a place of alternative thinking, alternative living, natural living, higher thinking. These are many of our mottos here at this place. It's a place where we protect all life, where we have sacred cows. After lunch, you're welcome to visit our cows with us if you'd like to come. They're living on the other side of the property. We just had a baby 2 weeks ago. A beautiful little baby whose name is Nandaraj. It's very, very beautiful. And at this place, we protect the cows. The cows represent Dharma. You might have heard of this word, Dharma. Does anyone know the meaning? Dharma.
Teaching.
What is that?
Teaching.
Teaching, yeah. Yeah, you could interpret it like that. Yeah.
It's our constitutional position. Like water is wet, fire is hot, and the human being's dharma is to be a servant.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, so Dharma essentially means the essence of something, or the essential nature of something. So as Tom was explaining, fire is hot, sugar is sweet, salt is salty. You know, so everything has an essential nature, and that essential nature is called its Dharma. And our essential nature is that we are spiritual. The body is just temporary. The body will only last, 50 years, 100 years, max. It's just a temporary situation. But the soul, that is eternal. And what is the soul's Dharma? The soul's Dharma is service, to serve others. That's what we do here at Hare Krishna Valley. We practice service and we teach service. We serve whoever comes here. We teach them how to come closer to Krishna, how to become closer to understanding their spiritual essence, and to understand their eternal relationship with Krishna or God or the universe. So that is the purpose of this place. It is a place where we teach people to revere life as being sacred. And that's what the cow represents. Sacredness, Dharma. Dharma means essential teachings. In other words, if you're looking after the cows and all life, then you are understanding the essence of existence. Right? If we're eating meat, for example, many people eat meat in this world. Australia is famous for eating meat, and especially for beef. Australia is famous for eating beef and producing beef. But this is what we call adharma. Adharma means unspiritual activity because it degrades the consciousness. It brings the consciousness down to a very base level. Whereas when one practices the practice of dharma, then one does not harm life, but rather one respects life, right, and protects life. And then we only eat the vegetarian food. After we have our discussion, then we'll have a vegan vegetarian feast. It's about 80% vegan for those of you. Anyone vegan here? Yeah, I knew you were, Adrian, so this is me. I'll make sure. You vegan? Trying to. Okay.
For healthy reasons.
For health reasons. Okay. So this is the purpose of this place, to teach this higher state of consciousness. So usually we just ask if anyone has any questions which you'd like to know, anything you'd like to understand further about our philosophy, our teachings, our lifestyle, about the meaning of life, the universe and everything. We can try to answer it if you have any questions. So. Yes, sir.
Why do we eat plants? So plants also have life, right?
Oh.
You were saying don't eat meat because respect the animals. But plants also have life, so why do you eat plants?
Why do I eat plants, or why do
we eat plants?
Why do we? You mean Hare Krishna people, or people in general? Or?
Yeah, Hare Krishna people.
Why do we eat plants? Okay, that's a good question. Sorry, I'm just a little thirsty. It says in the ancient teachings of India, in Sanskrit, of the Vedas, the ancient books of knowledge from India. It says Jiva Jivasya Jivanam. So what does Jiva mean? Life, the soul, living, something which is alive, that is Jiva. We are called Jiva because we are the soul. The soul is the source of life. When my soul leaves my body, there is no life in my body. Right? As long as there is life in your body, that means the soul is present. Right? Consciousness is the symptom of the soul. So wherever we see life, then that means the soul is present. So it says Jiva Jivasya Jivanam, which means as long as you're in this world, you have to take life to sustain your life. That's the law of nature. Everyone has to take life in order to sustain their life. So we have to take the life of the carrot. You know, we take the life of the broccoli. We take the life of the rice or the wheat. So we're taking the life to sustain our life. So that's there. However, in the ancient teachings it says you may not take the life of an animal. You may take from the plant kingdom, but not from the animal kingdom. Because the animals have a nervous system, a central nervous system. So they feel pain much more acutely than a carrot. A carrot feels pain. They do. David Suzuki, you know David Suzuki? A famous scientist, alternative scientist. He's done many experiments, and he, through one machine that he has, he tests the vibrations of the plants. So when you take the life of the plant, it's violent. There is some suffering there. But you cannot equate that to the violence which is when we take the life of an animal. So therefore it is said we're forbidden actually to take the life of the animal. So when you take any life, you get what we call karma. Karma means reaction. So you do good things come to you. You do bad things come to you. So if you eat the animals unnecessarily, then you will get bad karma. That's the main reason why we're vegetarian, because it's bad karma. So even when you take the carrot, you get bad karma, because you took the life. So what do we do to counteract the karma? Right? Then we offer... You did talk.
No. We offer it to Krishna.
Very good, very good. So just like my wife, in a few moments, she'll bring the offering. In other words, everything we cook today, we never eat the food until it's offered to God, to Krishna. Right? Krishna's this bluish boy who's in all the pictures around the temple. So we offer to God, we offer to Krishna the food. We don't eat it before him. Actually, it says in the Bhagavad Gita, the ancient teachings from India, it says that if you do eat the food before it is offered to Krishna, you are stena. Stena means a thief. Just like if you steal something which doesn't belong to you, you'll be punished. So if you take the food before it's offered to God, to Krishna, then it's considered that you're a thief, stena. So you will get some karma for doing that. So what we do, in order to avoid the karma, we offer the food to Krishna. Now, is Krishna hungry? Not necessarily. But he likes that when you cook a nice meal for someone that you like, just like my good friend Nanda, I might say to Nanda, come to my house for dinner. So then we cook a nice meal, and then you come, and then we sit you down, and then we serve you all the food. Like that. And then once you are satisfied, then we also begin to eat. You don't invite someone to your house, cook a nice meal, and then when they arrive, you start eating it, and you're enjoying it, saying, "Oh, this is great. Would you like some?" No. You cook with the mentality it's for the other person, to give them satisfaction. So in the same way, everything we do, the food that we cook, we first offer it to Krishna. Because if Krishna is satisfied, if God is satisfied, and if he accepts our love through the offering, then we will also be satisfied, and there will be no karma. He takes all the karma away. So it becomes purified. And then we call that Hare Krishna food, because we always offer our food. It is called prasadam. Prasadam means purified. So then when you eat that, it is food yoga. Just by eating the food which is offered to Krishna, you become purified in your consciousness. You can become spiritually enlightened and advanced just from eating Hare Krishna pakoras. Hare Krishna Pakora is key.
Jai.
Very simple process. Fully self-realized, just from eating. How easy is that? Now if it doesn't work, we'll give your money back. But it always works. You eat the Hare Krishna food, you will become happy. And if it doesn't work, you can have your money back, no problem. But it works. It works. If you take the Hare Krishna food, you'll feel this deep sense of happiness because it is spiritualized. It's been offered to Krishna himself, God himself, becomes purified. So that's why we do not eat that's why we eat the vegetables. Would you like to add anything? Great sage.
I hope you had the pakoras.
What's that?
I hope you had the pakoras today.
Today? I've got no idea what we're cooking today. I haven't been in the kitchen today, so I've been busy getting everything ready. So but we'll see what Krishna gives to us. Maybe something like that. Your desires will be fulfilled. Or Nanda. Nandita Das. Any other questions? Yes, madam.
Can you explain like how what we eat like influencing our vibration? So if we eat something that is not vegetarian, it's considered a dharma, and that lowers our consciousness.
If we eat something that's non-vegetarian, how does that affect our consciousness? Yeah, because it's like anything. Vibration or energy is transferred. When you cook, your consciousness goes into the cooking. So if someone is like in an angry mood when they're cooking, you'll feel the difference. Right? Just like, it's famous around the world. Everyone says the best cooking, the best meal is your grandmother's meal. Because she's cooking for you with love. And many of us have experienced that. So they cook with love, and then when you taste it, the vibration is going into the meal. It's transferred. So if we are cooking and eating the meat, then because there is violence involved, then that energy is transferred, and then you're taking on that negative energy, that bad karma. So you won't become peaceful yourself. So you can't be happy unless you're first peaceful. So then if you're taking that negative energy, you won't become peaceful, and it doesn't work. And you won't become enlightened. Enlightened means, to become an enlightened soul means you offer respect to all life. So if you're eating meat, you're not offering respect to all life. So that's not, you are not enlightened, and you will not attain enlightenment, true enlightenment. These days people say anything. You can eat this, you can do that, and you'll just... No, it doesn't work like that. It's a science, and we have to follow it carefully. And then you'll get the result. Otherwise it becomes pseudo-spirituality. And just like sometimes I meet people, they say, we practice yoga and we practice spirituality and all these things, but they still eat meat, and so it's not really enlightenment. It's a lesser level of consciousness. So we should not be sentimental, think that you can do anything and you'll get the same result. That doesn't work. So, is that okay? Like to add something?
Like with the result, I guess it's just to have clear like what are we really searching for, what do we want to get. I mean, getting peacefulness is already a big thing. Because if we just having consciously what we're doing is towards getting to that stage, I guess it will motivate us and it will keep us on the track.
Very good. Any other questions? Everyone has attained enlightenment. Any other questions? You have? Yes, sir.
See, eating by killing is prohibited because you are making someone lose his life.
Yeah.
But how about certain other things are also prohibited along with it, like not drinking, not smoking, not doing other things. So what is the sanctity of prohibiting those things as well of your life?
Yeah, that's good. That's a very good question. In the Hare Krishna movement, when we take our vows at the time of initiation, around the world there's about 100,000 of us who are initiated, which means we take vows voluntarily. And the vows are a commitment we make to become enlightened, to become self-realized. So there are 4 things which we abstain from voluntarily within our movement, those of us who choose to take the vows. We don't eat meat, fish, eggs, those things. We don't take intoxication. We don't gamble. And we don't have illicit sex. So they're the 4 things which we choose to follow. Now, why do we choose to follow those things? Because each one of those things, they're called the 4 pillars of Dharma. Dharma means spirituality, spiritual enlightenment. They're the 4 pillars. So if you follow those 4 things, then you have the strength to become enlightened. So the first one is eating the meat. If you do not eat meat, you will develop the quality of?
Compassion.
Very good. Compassion. You'll become compassionate because spiritual life means that the heart has to become soft. If your heart is not soft, you cannot progress spiritually. You cannot realize your spiritual essence. So therefore we do not eat meat. That's why we follow that injunction. Second is we do not take intoxication. Intoxication means anything addictive. So we don't take alcohol or tobacco or any type of drug, marijuana or heroin or cocaine or anything. We don't take any of the stimulants. Those of us who are very strict, we don't even drink coffee because that's also addictive. Those of us who are very, very strict, we don't even drink tea because that's also addictive. Those of us who are very, 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 very strict, we don't even eat chocolate because it's also addictive. That's not 100% of the Hare Krishna movement. No, that's the main divide in the Hare Krishna movement. There's 2 Hare Krishna movements. There's the ones who eat chocolate and the ones who eat carrot. So you have to choose. That one's a little bit debated. Half the movement says okay, eat chocolate, the other half says whatever. It doesn't matter so much. But the main thing is we don't take intoxication. Why? Because when you abstain from intoxication, then what quality develops?
Truthfulness?
No.
Which austerity?
Austerity. Yeah. Tapasya. Austerity means self-control. Control of the mind and the senses. You can't become enlightened unless you control your mind and your senses. And you see the world, people's mind and senses are out of control. And when you take too much intoxication, you can't control your mind. And when you take too much intoxication, you can't control your senses. And then it's impossible to become enlightened because these activities, they imbibe us into the bodily concept of life. We become absorbed in our body. And the whole idea of spiritual life is to transcend attachment to the body and understand we are the soul. So when you're taking, like sometimes I'm in the city and, I'm driving around or going somewhere and then, sometimes around about 10:30 you see people outside the offices and everyone's smoking cigarettes. Not everyone, but, people are doing. They come down for their break. But then that just brings you into the body. Being addicted to something. We're already finding it difficult enough to come out of the bodily concept of life and understand our spiritual essence. But then when you're addicted to things, it just puts you more and more into the body. And it becomes very difficult. So then the quality of austerity is destroyed. So compassion from eating meat, austerity from not taking intoxication. The third thing we abstain from is gambling. When you gamble, then what does that destroy? Yeah, truthfulness, honesty. You see, like I remember in 1999, I think it was, around about then, they built Crown Casino in Melbourne. Before they built Crown Casino, Victoria, the state, had a debt. So they built Crown Casino. Now we don't have any debt. We have lots of money because people go there, spend the money, the government taxes it, and then does everything. But all of the religions, all of the religious institutions, they said to the government, if you let Crown Casino go ahead, there will be massive social problems. And what are we seeing? There are massive social problems because gambling is also addictive, and you lose honesty. You lose truthfulness when you gamble, and people get themselves into all sorts of trouble. So it's another thing that we abstain from. So no gambling, no intoxication, no meat eating, and no illicit sex. So it means sex life, for those of us who are very strict in our movement, who are trying to become self-realized, sex also binds us to the body. And you see the whole world is based on sex desire now. You see every advertisement, it's based on sex. You just put a beautiful girl in the picture and everyone will go, oh, what's that? Like I was in Adelaide one time, I was driving down the road and then I looked up and there was a billboard and there was a lady in a kitchen, kitchen in the house, and she was wearing a red bikini. Just wearing bikini, like bathers, red bikini. And I looked and I thought, why is she dressed like that in her kitchen? Like, who walks around the kitchen in a red bikini? It's not like what we do. I mean, maybe not like a lot. So they just walk around in a red bikini. So I'm looking, I'm thinking, what is it? So the whole idea was everyone would look because there's a woman there, nice looking woman in a red bikini, and then I looked underneath the sign and it said kitchen tiles. And I thought, so what does the tiles have to do with the red bikini? Nothing, but they want you to look at the billboard, so it's good advertising. But then what happens is it controls the whole of human society. Everyone becomes controlled by sex, and it's very manipulative. Right? Easy to control men. Men are very easy to control. Just give them sex, they'll do anything you want. Right? Women can be like that too, especially men. Right? So therefore, we want to transcend that bondage of artificial attachment to the body. So therefore we limit sex. So we limit sex only within marriage. And especially those of us who are very strict and really following strictly, we only use sex to have children, to procreate a child, which is what sex is for, to have children. So if you control sex desire, which quality develops? Yeah, cleanliness or purity. Because if you're thinking of sex all the time, you can't think of Krishna, God. You become impure, too much obsessed. And that's what you see, modern people, they're like that, they're too much obsessed. So therefore, by controlling that urge, then you become very powerful, actually. Just like Mahatma Gandhi, have you heard of Gandhi? Yeah? He drove the British out of India. Right? How did he drive the British out of India? He was strictly celibate. And you become so powerful, so self-controlled, you can do incredible things. Modern society says have more sex, you'll be happy. Actually, the opposite is true. If you can control yourself and you can focus and you can transcend it, you become extremely powerful. And you become enlightened, actually. Much deeper sense of happiness. So these four things, they're the four things that we abstain from. Eating meat, illicit sex, intoxication, gambling. And the four qualities we develop by doing that: compassion, truthfulness, cleanliness, and austerity, which are like the pillars for spiritual progress. Does that answer your?
Yep.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to? It's okay. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
There's so many forms of religion. Only one can be right, or none of them right. But there's so many different beliefs out there.
So the question is, there are so many forms of religion, only one can be right, or none of them can be right. So that's basically, is that what you're asking? Oh, there you go. That's a very good question. Yeah. The answer is there is only one religion. Because the word religion means religio. It comes from Latin. Religio, religion. Religio means to relink, reconnect, reunite. That's religion. That's what it actually means, to reconnect. So the goal of religion, see the thing is now, in the modern era, in this modern world, the word religion has a negative connotation for many people. You know, if you say the word religion, everyone goes, oh no, I'm out of here. But even I'm like that. And I'm fully religious. But when I hear the word, it has that connotation for me. I never think of myself as religious, I think of myself as spiritual. But, you know, even though I'm spiritual, I'm actually deeply involved in a religion. I'm actually a minister of religion. So the word, we have to understand what it essentially means. Religion means to reconnect. That is the word dharma. The word dharma is more appropriate, because dharma means, as we said, the essence of something. So there is only one religion. And what is that religion? It is bhakti. How do you know God? Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhakya mama vijanati yavanyaschasmi tatvataha. Krishna says, you will know me in truth, because that's what religion is about, knowing God in truth, only by bhakti. Bhakti means devotion, love. So when you dedicate your heart to Krishna, to God, to understanding Him, you will become realized. You will realize Him. So that is the only religion. So whether you're a Hindu, a Muslim, a Christian, a Buddhist, or a Jew, which are the 5 major religions in the world, the essence of all of them is to practice bhakti, or devotion to God, to Krishna. So there's only one religion. It just gets practiced in different ways, that's all. Because each one has its particular flavor. But if you look at the essence of all of them, it's all the same. They're not teaching different things. So then the question is, okay, so which one do we choose? Yeah, that might be like the next logical question. So where do we choose? Because you said, you know, are they none of them right, or is one of them right? They're all right. But each one of them gives us a different level of explanation about the truth. So we always give the simple example, like when I went to grade prep in school, I learned 2 + 2 = 4. Right? So now, many years later, what I learned then in the very beginning, that is still the same truth. It hasn't changed. But now I know many more things. 7 + 7 = 49. So now I know more things. And some people they're like geniuses in mathematics, so they can pi, trigonometry, and all these algebra, more technical things. They understand these things. So some people have a PhD in mathematics. I don't understand it that deeply. I just understand it more basically. So within the different teachings of the world, the different religions, there's different levels of understanding. They're not all speaking on the same level. Just like in the Quran, it says, do not have sex with your mother. Right? You don't have to tell me that. I don't have to read the Quran to understand that. I know that's wrong. Right? So, I don't need to read, but obviously if that's written in the Quran, it means some people in that part of the world who are following those teachings, maybe they're doing that. If it has to be written, stop doing it then. So therefore, that is not the most enlightened teaching. So you have to choose what is more enlightened, what is more what do you understand? And you go more enlightened, more enlightened. And I can only speak for myself, but the reason I chose this, because I find it the most enlightened teachings. When I study it, the teachings are very deep, very profound, very complete, and they give me a deep sense of connection to Krishna, to God, which is the goal. So everyone has to choose it for themselves. The best way to do it is to read the books. Just read, like that. Like if you look at our books on our shelf, you're going to go like dozens and dozens of books. And you begin to read the books, and then you'll see for yourself. And if it's good, then practice it. And if it's not good, then that's your choice.
Thank you.
Very good question. Nice kurta as well. Where did you get that kurta?
The optional.
The op shop. The op shop key.
Jai.
The home of good Curtis. Very good. Any other question? Okay. Yes, sir.
What's the prime difference between Gita Ji and Srimad Bhagavatam?
The Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam. Does everyone know what the Bhagavad Gita is? You do? Hands up if you don't know what the Bhagavad Gita is. Okay, one person. I'll just explain. So the Bhagavad Gita is our main textbook. So this was said to be spoken by Krishna 5,000 years ago when he came to Earth. And it says it's 700 verses. It's one chapter of the Mahabharata. And in the Bhagavad Gita, it is said to be the preliminary study of spiritual life. So it gives you the essential basic elements to begin your spiritual journey. Now the Bhagavatam, which is on the back shelf, it's on the second shelf, it's 18 volumes. So that's the first part. So this one it's a larger work. It has 18,000 verses. The Bhagavad Gita has 700 verses, so it's much larger. And that is said to be an elaboration on the basic teachings in the Bhagavad Gita. In other words, how to practice spiritual life. And there are many stories in there. It's a Purana. Purana means ancient stories. So the stories explain the philosophy. The Bhagavad Gita does not give stories, it just gives philosophy, how we should live. But the Bhagavatam gives us examples in old stories about how we should practice the philosophy of spiritual life. So that's the basic difference. You know, the teachings are the same, but one is like an elaboration on the previous. Good question. Any other questions? Yes, madam.
Could you explain the process of offering food to Krishna?
What is that? How do we do it?
Yep.
Yeah, how do we do it? Yeah.
What do you say? Like what?
What do you do?
Yeah.
Okay. So, the first thing is that the food has to be pure. So it can only be vegetarian food. You have to know, like, some people have dietary requirements. Like some people came here today, they're vegan, so they can't eat dairy. So two of the things we cook today have dairy in it. But the other preparation, about 80% does not have dairy. So you have to understand people's dietary requirements. So God, Krishna, he also has dietary requirements. He doesn't eat meat, fish, eggs. He doesn't eat garlic. He doesn't eat onion, and he doesn't eat mushrooms. Okay? And he doesn't like too much chili, contrary to popular belief. Everyone thinks Indian food means chili, chili, chili. But Krishna actually doesn't, God himself doesn't eat a lot of chili. And maybe a little bit's okay, but so you have to know first of all what to offer in the food. So you have to cook pure food. Sattvic food means food which is in goodness. And then, once you have prepared the food, you put it on the plate. So it must be a plate which is only used to offer to Krishna. We can never eat from that plate. So just behind the petition, just here, we have the plate, and my wife is offering the food to God, to Krishna.
There's food on that plate?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
little bits of everything tucked in?
Yeah, we have bowl. You can take it in the kitchen later. We can show you. Yeah, so little. If you go to India, we have a thali system. So you have a plate and you have little bowls, and you put like little preparations in each bowl. So then we cook it, and then we put it on the plate, and then we bring it in front of the altar where we have a picture of Krishna or one of the statues of Krishna, and then we say prayers, and then we pray for him to please accept it. We say we've cooked this for you with love and devotion, and then we ask him to accept it, and then he eats it, and then it becomes purified or sanctified, prasadam. And then once we're finished, then we take the plate back to the kitchen. We put all the bowls back into the main preparations, and then we clean the plate, and then we serve it to everyone else. So the basic point is that we can eat same thing that God eats, but He must eat it first. Because, as we said before, when someone comes to your home, you serve them first. So it's teaching us to become selfless. Because sometimes people cook and they're just thinking, oh, I can't wait to eat it, it's for me, I'm cooking it nice. No, we don't think like that. We think, no, this is for Krishna. And we'll never taste it while we're cooking it. Because we always think this is for Krishna, it's for His pleasure. We won't even think that, I will eat it. So that's the basic principle. You can just say, when you offer the food, you can just say, my Lord, God, Krishna, just please accept this food. Or you can chant the Hare Krishna mantra, which is what we're chanting before, and that's very powerful, that will attract him. Or, for those of us in our movement, we chant a series of mantras like we did before in the kirtan, a number of mantras. So we can teach you, it depends what level you want to come in on, then we can teach you different levels. It's just a basic show of love, that's all. Good question. So, any other questions? Yes, madam.
I'm a bit addicted to yoga, which is an exercise, I suppose, but also a bit spiritual. Do you guys practice yoga? And if so, is it addictive to you in some way?
Yeah, I was addicted for years, but I've just given up my addiction to yoga, and I feel liberated. No, I was joking. Yeah. No, it's we have to understand the word yoga. These days in the West, because yoga, the word comes from Sanskrit, so it's an ancient word from India. And these days in the West, people think yoga means physical postures. You go to a class, they teach you how to stretch, and we call that yoga. But technically in Sanskrit that's called asana. Asana means, asana actually means to sit in a fixed position, and that means different positions. That means asana. So that is what we learn when we go to a yoga class. The word yoga technically, it means union or to unite or to connect. In English we have the word yoke. Yoke means like when you yoke a horse, right? And then you got the reins, and you are connected to the horse through the reins. That's how you control the horse. So that's called a yoke. And that's what the word yoga means. It means to connect us to God, to Krishna. So that's what yoga. So the yoga we practice is called bhakti yoga. It means the yoga of love or the yoga of devotion. So just like Atuya is doing bhakti yoga now, she's offering the food to Krishna. Right? So she is a soul, a jiva, a spiritual entity. He is the supreme soul. He is God. He is the supreme entity. And what is the yoga? What is the connection? The connection is the food. So she's bringing what we call the bhoga, or the food, and that is the yoga or the connection. She uses that to connect to Krishna. With love, she says, please accept this offering. Right? And that's called bhakti yoga, the yoga of love. That's what we practice. In the Hare Krishna movement, we don't emphasize the physical yoga so much. We all do a little bit, like I do every day. I do a little bit just to keep the body healthy. Otherwise, I can't sit like this for an hour. And it is like that. So because I do a little bit of yoga, I can sit here. I can speak to you for an hour. I don't get too uncomfortable. It means after an hour, I start getting uncomfortable. That's about my limit. But that's why we do a little bit of yoga, just to keep the body healthy. Asana. That's why we do some of that pratyahara and pranayama, breathing and those things. So yeah.
And do you do that yourselves, or do you do it together?
Which part?
The breathing, say.
That part. In our tradition, we do kirtan together. Like we're doing before, the chanting. That's our yoga. That's our yoga. Because that's how we connect. Yoga means to connect. That's how we connect to God. We chant His names. And we become blissful, and then we start to dance and chant, and then we become, and that's what the Hare Krishna. So that's our yoga. The physical yoga we don't do so much together. We just usually do that privately. But in other traditions, that's their main focus. So they get together and they do yoga or asana classes, that kind of thing. In our tradition, it's different. Our main thing is kirtan or chanting, which is said in the Bhagavad Gita, it's said to be the topmost yoga. The chanting is the topmost, it's the highest practice of yoga. That's all we practice. Very good question. Any other questions? Yes, madam.
What does the Hare Krishna mantra mean, and how long has it been around, and who thought of it?
Yep. Actually, I don't know. I've been chanting for 30 years, but I've never actually worked out where it's from or... Okay, I was joking. Yeah. So, where is it from? What does it mean? How long has it been around? What it means, the word Krishna is a name of God. So when we meditate on Krishna and God, we see him as a bluish cowherd boy. So you see all the pictures in the back, you can see he's the bluish cowherd boy. So we understand that's God. He's a male. And Hare, and the word Rama also refers to Krishna, to God, the bluish cowherd boy, Krishna and Rama. And Hare refers to his female counterpart. So you see in all the pictures he's with a girl. So there's Radha and Krishna together. So Hare refers to the feminine aspect, his energy, and Krishna Ram refers to him, the male. So we approach Krishna with love and devotion through his feminine counterpart, because she is his closest friend. She is the one who loves him the most. So when we say her name first, Hare, that attracts his attention, that we're calling out to him. But we're saying, I will approach you or serve you with her blessings or guidance. So Prabhupada, who's the founder of the Hare Krishna movement, he gave a very simple definition of the Hare Krishna mantra. He said, O Lord, O energy of the Lord, please engage me in your service. So that's the basic definition. There's much more elaborate definitions also, but it's the basic. Where did the mantra come from? It comes from Krishna himself. We understand the mantra has been around for at least 5,000 years. We actually think millions of years, but 5,000 years. And it was passed down through the Vedas, or the ancient texts of India. So it recommends in the ancient teachings that we should chant this mantra. And it says in the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the great books which are on the back there, it says, Kale dosha nithe rajan astike mahan guna kirtanat eva krishnasya mukta sangha param vrajat. Which means, that was spoken 5,000 years ago. It says, what was the first line? Kale dosha nithe rajan. Kali means dark. The age we're in right now is called Kali Yuga, which means the dark age. Does that sound like an accurate description of the modern world? Hands up if you think that's an accurate description of the dark age. Yeah, it is. It's dark. Just like, my wife was it this morning or yesterday, you telling me all the news?
Well, yeah.
This morning? Yeah.
I saw a television the other day that had...
Oh, that's right. Where were we?
At the massage place and at the news.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we went to have a massage in Geelong. So we're at the Thai massage place yesterday, and they had the TV in the foyer. So we watched it for about 5 minutes. They had the news on. That was enough. It's like 5 minutes. Oh my God, that's what's going on in the world. The Amazon's on fire. Bahamas just got flattened by a hurricane, cyclone. Hong Kong. What's going on in Hong Kong? Oh, there's riots all through Hong Kong. The world's gone crazy. So it's dark. Why is it dark? Because people have forgotten Krishna, they've forgotten God. They're disconnected. So therefore everything gets dark. As soon as you remember Krishna, everything becomes light. Krishna Suya Sama, Maya Haya Andhaka. Wherever there is Krishna, everything becomes light. It becomes very easy. So, Kale Dosha, Nitya Rajan means this age is dosha. Dosha means full of faults. There's so many problems, as we've just been mentioning. Astihyeko mahan guna. But even though there's so many problems in this dark age, Astihyeko mahan, there is one great quality. Kirtanat eva krishnasya. by chanting the names of Krishna, the Hare Krishna mantra, Mukta Sangha Param Vrajet. Mukta Sangha means you'll become liberated from this world. Param Vrajet means you return back to the spiritual world where we originally came from, when we leave this body. So even though there's so many problems in this world, just by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, you can become completely above the problems. And even when your life is full of problems, hands up if your life has some problems. Anyone? Yeah, a few people put their hands up. The rest of you are enlightened, so that's okay. But for those of us who have problems, it says by doing this chanting, it destroys those problems. So you don't feel encumbered by the problems in this world. So it's a very powerful process. So it's been around at least 5,000 years, the mantra, but possibly longer as well. So, anything else you need to know? Yeah, very, very good questions. Any other questions?
What are the steps to get connected to the God?
What are the steps
Get connected to Hare Krishna.
to get connected to Krishna? The step is bhakti. Bhakti means devotion. So it means Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, he says, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you offer, whatever you give away, and whatever austerities you perform, do that as an offering unto me.
Right.
So Krishna says that in the Bhagavad Gita. So if you want to connect to Krishna, you just dedicate your activity. Like now I'm speaking about things related to Krishna, to God. I could speak about anything. I could tell you about the football last night. Who won the was it the semi-final last night? Or the night before, I don't even know what it was. The last couple of nights, it was a big football match. So I could tell you, I could speak about that. Or, people come together. A lot of what people talk is called Gramya Katha. And Gramya Katha means village talk. What did she do? What did he do? You pick up all the magazines. When we go through the at the shopping supermarket. So you go through and I see the magazines there. Right? It's all just Gramya Katha. Oh, he did that, she did that, this one, that one. Like, it doesn't mean anything. Right? So we can just sit here and talk about nonsense, or we could talk about something which is going to enlighten us and elevate our consciousness. So this is called Bhakti Yoga. So how do you connect to Krishna? Then you just simply dedicate all your words, right, your thoughts, your deeds, your activities, all the things we do. That's what we do here at Hare Krishna Valley. We dedicate everything we do for the pleasure of Krishna, and we teach other people how to do that. Is it okay? Okay. Any other question?
And you can just chant Hare Krishna.
What's that?
And you can just chant Hare Krishna.
What does that mean?
Oh, I said as additional to that. And you can just chant Hare Krishna to connect to Krishna.
To connect to Krishna.
Just chant Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Yeah, you can also chant. Yeah, that's the best way to connect. Many of us here, we do 2 hours a day of chanting. Beads on meditation, japa. So we do 2 hours of meditation. We chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare, as a meditation. Just like Tom and I, we were here at 5 o'clock this morning, in here, and we did some chanting together, like we did before, like chanting, like that, we chant together, and then we got our beads and we chanted together like that. So it's a very powerful way to connect to Krishna. So, any other questions? Anything else? Anything else? No? Is lunch ready?
Almost.
Almost, okay. Almost ready. So it means we have a few more minutes.
Just got to wash the plates.
Okay.
You were mentioning that Krishna eats the food when it's offered to him, like your wife was doing. So he eats through a pitcher or in the daily form, but we see that the food is actually over there. How can you eat through a pitcher or a daily? How do we do that?
Yeah, so the question is, we just offered the food in front of a picture, and the food is still there. And then we just told everyone that he ate it. So how can he eat it from a picture and it's all still there? Right? The Hare Krishna movement, we're quite extraordinary in what we believe. It's what we call a leap of faith. Because we actually believe this. You know, we believe God is a blue cowherd boy. That's already pretty extraordinary. You know, God is a cowherd boy and he's bluish, and he wears a peacock feather in his hair, and he plays a flute, and he's feeding peacocks like he is up there, and you know. So that's we actually believe this. We dedicate our whole life to this bluish cowherd boy, and we understand as God. And then we offer our food. We never eat the food until we offer it to a picture of him or a statue of him or something like that. So that's, once again, quite extraordinary. Most people wouldn't do something like that. So, but we believe that he is non-different from his picture. He is in his picture. He is the same. And he has the potency, because he is supreme, he has the potency to, through his picture, to accept the offering. He has that power. He's not limited. So if he wants to do that, he can do that. And then he can eat all the food, but then he can leave it all there as well. He also has the power to do that. He can actually eat it all, but it's all still there. Because he's spiritual, so he's obviously eating on the spiritual platform. So physically we cannot see it, and it all remains there, but something becomes transformed. And we can perceive that the food has a spiritual energy after it is offered. And we can perceive that. The more pure we become, the more we can perceive it. So we do believe quite extraordinary things. That's why there's not hundreds and millions of Hare Krishnas on the planet, because it's not so simplistic. It's a deep science, actually. It's a very ancient philosophy and teaching, right? And it's the tradition is ancient and it's very deep rooted. You know, we're not whimsical about what we believe. We actually believe these things, but it's fortified, or it's strengthened by the ancient teachings. There's a whole science to it. And the basic principle is that if you practice the science, if you practice the teachings, it works. You become peaceful, you become happy, you become God conscious, Krishna conscious, you become connected, you feel blissful. So the proof of as George Harrison said, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. I mean, not that he made the saying up, but he wrote that. Because he was also connected to the Hare Krishna movement. So yeah, you practice, and if it works, then it works. You know, if you offer your food and then you taste the food and you feel a difference, then that's powerful. Would you like to add anything? No, very good. Any other question? I thought I saw someone hit their hand up.
Can I add something?
Yeah, sure.
So there's actually scientific studies. I think it was by the same guy, David Suzuki. He's a Japanese scientist.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did the same study on water, where he had a glass of water where he was abusive towards it and doing all these things, and then he had another glass of water which he was showing love and kindness and saying all nice words. And then they got in their microscopes and looked up the close molecular structure of the one that was given love and all this, and the molecular structure was all crystals and beautiful, like snowflakes, and looked really nice. And the one that was symmetry. The one that was given hate was like chaotic, murky, and all these things. So it's more than just spiritual jargon, if you want to put it that way. It's actually
scientific proof.
Yeah.
We can prove many of these things through science. The power of vibration. You know, when we chant the Hare Krishna mantra, the power of the vibration, we can prove many of these things by science. It has an effect. That's a very nice addition. Okay. So,
I have a question just on the offering food to the spirit and to God and deity. Do you then also believe that our spirits require food and nutrition and nutrients to carry on even after our physical bodies pass? Can the spiritual body still live on without having an offering ongoing?
You mean when you die, what will you eat?
Well, do our spirits need something to come back to and to consume in order to carry on?
It depends what where your spirit goes. That's the point. There's different options. When you die, there's different options. Right? You can choose where you go. So when you die, it's not that we don't have control of what happens to us after death, where our soul goes after death. We have full control where your soul goes. It depends how you live this life. And what you remember at the time of death in this life is where you will go in the next life. So for us, we try to remember Krishna, right? And then if we do, we'll go back in our spiritual form. Our soul has a form also. We'll go back in our spiritual form and we'll serve him in the spiritual world, in heaven, or however you like to call it. And you'll eat spiritual food up there. So the soul doesn't need food, because the soul is self-sustaining. Krishna doesn't need food, because he's God. He doesn't need food to live. But he accepts the love, that's the point. So in the same way, when you're a spiritually realized soul, you don't need food, but you eat with him because you like sharing a meal, you like to enjoy. Or, if you don't become Krishna conscious at the time of death, you may take birth in another form, according to your karma. If you've been a good or bad person, then you'll take birth. So if you're bad, you may take birth as a dog. And then dogs, they have to live a different kind of life, right? They don't have the same intellectual capacity as a human being. They can't understand this philosophy. So then, in the dog body, you'll have to eat things which are not so nice sometimes. Like, we have our dog here, Bronte, right? Quite often, nearly every day, she eats peacock poo. So that's it. Yeah, she does enjoy it. I mean, we feed her good stuff as well, so I just like her anyway. Yeah, she's a nice dog, but that's it.
More of the offering gesture and the love, as you said, the offering for the deity rather than the actual consumption of the food for Krishna.
Yeah, it's the love. Yeah, we explained this earlier before you came in here. Yeah, we explained this. It's the love which is the vehicle and which is the most important element of the offering, not the physical, what's being offered. I hope it's that. So yeah, according to where your spirit goes. So if you go into a dog body, you'll eat, if you become a human, as a human you got choice. Humans can be carnivores, they can be herbivores, that's your choice. Animals don't have a choice so much. They just gotta eat. Bronte, we only feed her vegetarian food because we're all vegetarians. We don't cook meat, so we don't feed her meat. She just eats vegetarian food. But then occasionally, you'll see she'll run out and kill a rabbit or something like that, because she's a carnivore by nature. So we only feed her spiritual food, vegetarian food, which she likes. But, when she feels like she needs more, she goes off and does her thing. She doesn't have a choice, because that's instinct, that's the karma of the animal. Now, the soul has been covered by a very gross body, which is very ignorant, in the sense that it can't understand higher intellectual concepts. As a human, you can understand higher intellectual concepts, so you have a choice whether you'll eat vegetarian food or meat. That's yours. If you go to India, they call it, if you go to the restaurants, they call it veg or non-veg. Interesting. Because they know what the standard is. The standard's veg. Non-veg is the deviation. In the West, everyone thinks, McDonald's, that's the norm. And the vegetarians are like the radical ones. No, it's the other way. So we have a choice. And then if you become a ghost, if you become disembodied, like a ghostly kind of spirit, then you may come down and try to get into someone else's body so you can eat food through them, because it's harder for you. You don't have a body to eat, even though you still have the desire to eat. So it's up to you when you die where you go. And where you go is up to what you focus on in this life. So, good question. Any other questions? You had a question?
Yeah, could you speak briefly about Krishna incarnating here? Whether he's incarnate again anytime soon?
The last time Krishna came was 5,000 years ago. So he came in a place in India called Vrindavan, which you can go to, which I'll go to in a month or two. We'll go and visit that place, a very spiritual place. And then 500 years ago, Krishna came again in a golden form, in Bengal, in India, a place called Mayapur. That's the picture up there. Is Krishna is like in a gold form. And it says in the Vedas, it says the next time he comes is 427,000 years from now. So if you're still incarnating, you can meet him. But it's recommended don't hang around. Because it describes what it's like in 427,000 years. It says human beings can no longer see the sun. It says there's no trees left on the earth. It says the rivers don't flow from the mountains anymore. It actually says all this. And this was written 5,000 years ago, and we can see it's all starting to happen. It's all starting to happen. It says humans eat other humans. It says that's the food. Everyone just eats each other. That's how it all becomes. It says the tallest person is 3 or 4 foot tall. Everyone's black. Right? It says that. It's all described what it becomes like. And then he comes and kind of fixes it all up, and then we start again. And it goes again, and it goes again. You know, it always starts good, it goes down, then he comes back and it goes down. The whole thing is get out of it, just go back to the spiritual world, chant Hare Krishna, go back to the spiritual world, live there forever and be happy. And you get free food. As much Hare Krishna food as you want. Unlimited, free. That's why I'm going back. That's why I chant every day. Hare Krishna, I just want to get that free. Don't laugh, I'm serious.
So much.
We know you are.
I didn't say that.
Check out, you said that?
Yeah, I didn't say that.
You actually said that. Okay, you're gonna.
Oh, just wanted to touch on.
Sounds like something Traveller would say. You go.
Just wanted to touch on the gambling bit.
Yeah.
If someone won money on gambling or lotto or whatever, and they wanted to donate it here, how do you
Just ring us.
So you'll, but you'll accept money that's been won by gambling?
Test Lotto.
But yeah, lotto.
Only if it's over $1 million, then. No, yeah, well, we'll accept it. No, we don't recommend that people buy lottery tickets because it's gambling. So, you know, it's a waste of money because, you know, if you go, you know, why did places like Crown Casino operate? Do you think they'd be running if they were losing money?
It's for profit.
What's that?
It's for profit.
Yeah, most people are losing money. You know, you throw money in poker machines. I mean, people aren't winning money. I mean, if you look at, you know, the gross aggregate of all the people in there, you know, the casinos aren't losing money; they're making huge money. So that's why it's gambling. You know, most of the time you're going to lose, so don't waste. It's Krishna's money. You know, if you got $50, then if you want to donate to our farm to look after our cows, you know, and spread spiritual knowledge, that's much better than going to Crown Casino and wasting that $50. That's why don't gamble. If by chance or some, you know, divine situation you received a lot of money, like we wouldn't buy a lottery ticket, but somehow, I don't know, actually a good friend of mine, one of my best friends, his great aunt, who he's never met in his life, who lived in Ireland, she was a huge landowner, she used to breed racehorses. She died, she didn't have any children, so she left all the money to my friend and his brothers and sisters. So he just got, you know, someone just rang one day and said, oh, you know, your great aunt who you've never met just left you $800,000. You know, they all got $800,000 each once they sold all the land and divided it all up. So, you know, he uses that in the service of God, in the service of Krishna. So if something like that happens, yeah, then just give us a call and we'll build a temple or something. Buy some more cows or something. We can work it out. So. Any other questions? No. Anyone hungry?
Yeah.
Okay, anyone's hungry? So we'll see you. Okay, Tom, you can stay. The rest of you, we'll see you next time. Thanks for coming. If you'd like to give a donation today for the meal, just leave it in the box here, in the donation box. It costs a lot to feed everyone, so if you give something, we appreciate that. We've got a free magazine here. It's a very good magazine, which has a lot of information about our lifestyle, our culture, our teaching. So if you like that, it's free. Just come up here and you can get it. So thank you for coming. Please come again. Hare Krishna.